Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine. Kisumu is also fantastic. It has actually just rained right now. And maybe you could also let me know where you are watching this particular video from. Raila Amolo Odinga today led the Azimio brigades to a meeting in Machakos. I will do a comprehensive analysis about that particular meeting in Machakos because there are several things which I observed during that meeting. But after that meeting, Raila Odinga and Azimio unveiled a 7-member team which will face Kenya Kwanza during the bipartisan talks. I want us to look at those members, the 7 members, probably why they were chosen, factors which were considered, and probably just discuss your thoughts about the team. Also, William Ruto today covered 3 counties. He was in Kwale, then William Ruto went to Nyandarua, then he went to Nakuru County. In all those instances, the issue of mandamano, cost of living, dominated his speech. I'll again do a comprehensive analysis about William Ruto's speech and the objectives of the 3 events, because probably William Ruto is also now taking his message to the people. And in Machakos, a lot of things I observed, but let us keep them safe for tomorrow. Let us just begin by looking at the members who were appointed. And by the way, several guys have asked me, Lee, why is Babu Wino out? And why is Wajakoya out? Because remember when we used to ask here the people you would want to see in that list, Babu Wino, Wajakoya, and Ledama Olekina actually toppled that list in most cases. But Babu Wino's name is not there. And again, the name of Wajakoya is not there. I have a very simple explanation for Wajakoya's name missing. This is a parliamentary initiative. Wajakoya is not a member of parliament. At least I've received that question from several people. Let me just see if I can get one individual who asked me that and probably have answered. Okay, so this gentleman who just asked me, Lee, it's a good move to drop Babu Wino, gender balance from Nyanza. That's someone asking me. Then someone is also telling me I'm not happy why Babu Wino is a headliner and being shortchanged every moment. You know, people are asking why Babu Wino is being left out. But there could be some other factors which were considered, and that's what I want us to look at here. First of all, let us look at the people, the 7 members. At number 1 in that list is the Ledama Olekina. Ledama Olekina is the member of parliament, is the senator for Narok. When you see Ledama Olekina, rest assured, a headline is there. Someone told me that, Lee, but Raila really doesn't need headliner for this task. That this task needed someone who is sober. You know, those are different opinions. But Ledama Olekina, huyo watakuwa huko. Watakuwa nashikana shati na hii side na nani? Who will he be marking? Is it Ishongwa or who? Then there is Senator Edwin Sifuna, the ODM Secretary General, Nairobi. Again, another headliner in that team. A lawyer and the engine of ODM party. A very good debater. So it means when it will be time for debating, he will be there. When it will be time for party matters, if there's anything he needs to consult, he will be there. Again, if it needs to be violence, Sifuna will be there. A headliner. Sober, headliner. It's a combination of all those. Then, number 3 is Enoch Wambua, the Kitui senator. So from the Senate, we have 3 members. There is Enoch Wambua of Wiper and 2 headliners from ODM. Probably Enoch Wambua is now representing Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. That's how I'm looking at it. He's also a headliner, But for him, Kalonzo is the main guy. So I want to assume that Enoch Wambua is representing Wiper and the interest of Kalonzo in this team. Then we go further. The fourth person in this list is Amina Mnyanzi, a good friend of mine, the Malindi member of parliament, the one who replaced Aisha Joma, first-time member of parliament, a young lady, probably because of her loyalty, but still I don't understand how she managed to outweigh the likes of Mishi. You know, if you go to Kilifi, there are several other men there. Probably I tend to think that her choice was because of some other factors, which personally, as someone who has been in ODM, I might not know. Because when you talk of Kilifi, that's where we have real hardliners in ODM. When you talk of Coast, that's where Raila Odinga has serious people. So the choice of Mnyanzi, a first-timer, is probably to take the interest of certain interest from the coastal region and also to bring in the face of women. Then there is Millie Odhiambo, Suba North, a hardliner, cannot betray Raila Odinga. So that's why I think she's there. Then we have David Pukosing. That's the member of parliament for Pokot South. Member of KUP, that Lonyangapuo party. Why do you think he's been brought on board here? This is a gentleman who's been giving Kenya Kwanza real trouble. So I think for him to represent the interests of the Rift Valley, and probably because he's not interested in any way with Kenya Kwanza. Remember the other day when there was these issues of cattle rustling between the Turkanas and the Pokots, this guy sent his chopper to go and pick some people who are then referred to as cattle rustlers. So this is the guy who has been appointed there. Then there is Otinda Molo, Rarieda member of parliament. For me, Otinda Molo, his work will just be to listen. As Sifuna is raising issues there, Ledama anatumia ile rungu yake, Mnyanzi is smiling this side, Mwili Mambona making sure Raila Odinga's interest is covered. Otinda Molo will be dealing with the legal aspects. So for me, that team is okay. And personally, I would have wished to have Babu Wino in this team. Why? Because Babu Wino is that gentleman who is smart, is able to read certain things. He can jump on a table. Because in this team, you needed a sober mind. And also, I also tend to think that this team also needed a sober mind. Someone who is a bit experienced. Maybe they'll bring them in the technical team. I would have wished someone like, let's say, someone like in the league of Nyekal, in the league of the Senator Madzayo, someone in the league of which member of parliament is sober from Azimio side. But of course, there were only 7. So what are some of the factors which Raila Odinga used to appoint this team? And let me ask you your own opinion. Do you think this team will be able to deliver to Azimio? Let me just read your thoughts on this. So for me, the first factor which this guy is considered is loyalty. If you look at Enoch Wambua, for example, that will go with Kalonzo. If Kalonzo were to decide today that he anaenda Kenya Kwanza, the person who will be reading his statement would be Enoch Wambua. You look at Millie Odhiambo. Loyalty to Raila Odinga will be the last to leave. You even go further and look at Otiende. You look at the Narok Senator, Oledama. Loyalty was considered. You can't rule out that. The second thing I think which was considered is hardliners. You know, this is a war these guys are going for. And they say they're going to be won physically, mentally, maybe spiritually. So if physical war will erupt, team is ready. If it will be brain, Otiende will be there, Millie will be there. You know, so I also tend to think that as much as Raila Odinga is crafting this team, he considered headliners. Because the good thing with the headliners, they normally go into this debate or this committee with a mind that for us, what we want is this, 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 and this. I am told the issue of Sava is something which Raila Odinga is not going to compromise on. So Ledamo Lekina will ensure that during the debates, they'll demand for the servers. Because even the senator the US senator who brokered this deal, agreed that they were going to open the server and conduct a thorough forensic audit. Probably Raila Odinga now has a clear understanding of the IBC servers. So they did the headliners there to ensure that that is covered. If they won't have their way, they go back to the master, which is Raila, Kalonzo, and Martha Karua. The other thing which I think these guys considered, in my view, is experience. You have Otiende Amollo serving his second term. Before that, he served as the ombudsman. He participated in the making of the 2010 constitution. Very experienced gentleman. You look at Millie Mabona, again, experienced lady who will be able to ensure that everything is in place. The other consideration from my perspective is regional. That's why we have Nyanzi from Coast, and that's also why we have David Kosing from South Pokot, and you can have Wambo from Eastern, and probably that also explains why Babu Owino missed this list, because you have a woman from Nyanza and a man from Nyanza, who is Otiende Amollo and Millicent. Yeah, because the alternative would have been you have Millie Odhiambo and then you have Babu Owino. Then the question is, if you have Ledama hardliner, you have Sifuna hardliner, then you have Babu hardliner, who will be that sober mind, who will ensure that things don't go the other way. Otiende Amollo is very sober and is also very thorough and tough. Remember when BBI began, him and Orengo were the only people who told Raila that, boss, look here, this thing, the way we are going, it's going to reach some point because we are breaking some laws, it's not going to pass. The courts will throw it out. Indeed, the courts went and threw it out on the grounds which Otiende Amollo pointed out. And the other thing which I think was considered is coalition interests. Coalition interest. Enoch Wambua, Wiper. ODM, as the dominant party, has its people there. COOP has their people there. What I don't know is why Kalonzo does not have members of parliament in this. Because one of the things I know these guys also considered is how you've been relating with the other side. If you've been going to bed with them, count yourself out. So let us wait and see how this thing is going to unveil. And I'll be waiting very closely to see the kind of team Kenya Kwanza is also going to present. Whether they're going to go for 7 or 8 or 14. So let us wait and see. Because I think the man who has the biggest challenge on choosing the team would be William Ruto. Because he has so many interests. There's ANC party, there's Ford Kenya, there's UDA, you know, several other parties who would want to participate. Even independent candidates would want to be part of this process. I don't know what you think. So let's meet tomorrow when we'll be talking about Raila Odinga's Raila Odinga's meeting with the Azimio leaders in Machakos, and William Ruto's visit to 3 counties. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.